Kendall's tower test is used to assess whether the two type of measurements xi and yi are they related to each other or they are independent to each other. So students, as you have learned that how we are going to take on the two type of pairs xi and yi and how to follow the Kendall's tower manually for assessing the relationship to be of type associated or of independence. Now I would be giving you the demonstration on to the data requirement as far as the SPSS software is concerned. So we can make use of the SPSS software to test the association between the two variables xi and yi, which are expected to be related or not related to each other. Now, as far as the data requirement is concerned under SPSS, the problem I've taken that later I would be entering its data into SPSS. It was conducted by Johnson in 1973. It was a study whose objective was to evaluate that whether collegiate schools of nursing, for those, whether there are certain kind of relationships that exist between the two variables. So the two variables of interest that were being taken were the indexes that were constructed. So the variable of interest were extent of agreement on the responsibilities for decision making, and the other variable of interest was faculty satisfaction. So the ranks on the two variables of the 12 institutions that were being assigned, and we are required to test at 1% level of significance that the two variables are independent of each other. Now, as far as, so this is the data, students. So as far as the SPSS is concerned, we would be entering this X and Y column into SPSS, but before that, we need to define the X and Y under the variable view of SPSS. Now, as you can see that I have entered, clicked onto the variable view. This is the window interface of SPSS. And as you can see that the variable view is being highlighted. So at the very bottom, I have clicked onto it. The first row, if you just look into it, I have defined it as X because the first variable of interest was X. Its type, which is the next column, was taken as numeric, and the measurement is being taken as nominal because the ranks were being assigned. Further, the Y variable is being defined and its type is numeric. So once we are done with the definition of X and Y variables, the next thing we need to do is to enter the data before X and Y. For that, I would have to click onto the data view, which is appearing before you at the left bottom of the window. So you have clicked onto the data view. Once you will click onto that, then as you can see at the bottom, the data view is being highlighted. So under X, you would be entering all possible ranks which were being given for the total number of observations. And then under Y, I would be entering the entire data. So once I'm given with this data and I'm done with the entry procedure of X and Y, that completes my data requirement as far as the SPSS Kendall's tower test is concerned.